We saw him going for a robotics facility as well. Purino has 2 Reavers and a shield battery and more gateways coming up, but still no shuttle support in those. And he wants to be very careful if he tries to go for a shuttle, because with those Dragoons out there, there's a good chance for him to get sniped. So he's going to have to be very careful. Might move in with a shuttle at the back there, past his main, basically completely bypass the ramp and go in from the north side. Meanwhile, rush down with his far down with his goons as he does so. We try to take advantage of his shuttle. Meanwhile, Free does have his expansion going. Still only on 3 gateways, but his robotics facility does have robotic support now. So he's going to get a shuttle out there, get some of his own Reavers on the opposite side. We do see Pure with a shuttle now, going to load up some Reavers. We're going to see whether he's going to push this down. He is going to push down this. A little bit of a line. Fremo going to push back and try to take as many shots as he can. Firing on those goons. Reavers going to come down from that shuttle there. So he's going to be a little bit of trouble trying to push back, trying to kill. Doing a good job at the very least of sniping some goons, losing some of his own. Did not take a single scarab, so good for him in that way. At the very least, traded some goons and moved back before the danger became significant. Pure is going to put down his Nexus, but it's significantly delayed, and especially when you think about the time that he spent trying to get that Nexus up and then canceling it at the last second. He probably was almost ready, more than halfway ready by the time he canceled it, so not a very good position overall. But Free still no producing free gateways, and still no Reavers out there. He really needs to get some Reavers out there. Actually going to mill with his Dragoons to the upper right hand, going to take a shot, going to probably just try to take a massive turn. And Pure actually just following him. He's actually, okay, never mind. I think, yeah, just going to take a massive turn there. From that upper left-hand position, just going to move back to his own base that way. Gateway now up, and I think Free, was that an observatory? Did Free actually might have gone for observer before he did anything else. There's going to be shuttle moving on the Dragoons. So Free actually moving with some Dragoons from the back as well. He's going to go for the surrounder. Now he's not going to do that. Pure at the very least kind of boxing, putting himself against the sea, the water on the right side. So at the very least, there was no chance of really being boxed in unless it was from the south and north. So he would have been able to defend. Actually now running across bridges, and Free with a shuttle of his own, almost getting it sniped. Oh dear lord, one more shot on that would have gotten that sniped. Barely managed to save it. He does not want to be able to micro-ring with that. He just should pull that shuttle out. Does a good job of holding Pure off across that bridge, doing a lot of damage to some Dragoons. Pure just not getting his Nexus up, and a little bit late on the probe transfer because of micro going on. Does still have those couple of Reavers. Still don't think he's utilized them at all. I don't think a single Scarab has gone off and hit. Well, Free at the very least just forcing Pure a little bit, and still has that shuttle out there. It's heavily damaged. Going to try to move it. So light pincer attack some Dragoons from the north side. I don't think, no, didn't manage to get any sniping done. Wants to focus on the shuttle rather than those Reavers. Finally, some Scarabs coming off for Pure. Free still managed to keep a larger army count up because of that second expansion. So he has a lot of mineral intake. Pure's own expansion should be really hitting in right now as well. So he's going to start to produce some of his own. Reavers coming in very, very close in. And Free's just desperately hoping for an opportunity, like right now. Maybe Reaver's just going to run in, like, hello, we're in the open. Nothing to defend us. Shuttle going to come in, though, but the Scarab is doing quite a bit of damage. So Free doesn't really want to engage with those Dragoons coming in from the back. Pure also going to have even more reinforcements. Pure's doing a good job, really, of keeping Free back. Free has those Dragoons that are now going to get boxed in by those 4 Dragoons coming from the north. We're going to be seeing are the Reavers. Reavers are not quite come into play. Free going to move back across this bridge, try to snipe all those Dragoons on the ground. I think not quite managed to snipe all of them, but still getting hit by some Scarabs. Throw at least one Scarab got hit. He's meanwhile just adding in gateways, getting some of his own Reavers out. Still has a very fairly well damaged shuttle, so he wants to be very careful with that. Has recharged all of its shields, thankfully for him. Bull Push is producing armies at this point, but Pure still with a Reaver advantage, getting a Sliver of Dune down at this point, so he's just going to continue taking up. Maybe go for High Templar. High Templar, of course, also very, very useful in a PvP as the late game keeps going. Might also start getting some speed zealots out there, because zealots in a PvP I feel are not really very effective in a large number unless they have speed, in which case they can go in very close, absorb some earlier shots while still do some damage on them, because when they don't have speed, the only real thing they're useful for is absorbing shots and maybe getting one hit off on Dragoons, because they get sniped extremely quickly. Pure going to actually move out across the map yet again, has a very large Dragoon number, has its shuttle in there with Reavers. Going to see how Pure manages to micro against this. Both players with the Reavers out there. Free moving in very, very aggressively across those bridges. I think, oh man, oh dear lord, did he just snipe the shuttle just the second that Pure moved those Reavers in. I think those are backup Reavers, because I think he lost both of his Reavers that were just loading them up into a shuttle. So at this point, not much else to defend. Some Dragoons coming in from the back, from the south to help defend against this. But Free over in a very good position, coming in with that shuttle very safely with those Reavers, going to be able to pick off all of these Dragoons. Still taking one Scarab on his own Reaver, but picking off all the Reavers of Pure's. Pure had 4 Reavers out there, and they're all dead. So Free doing a great job of taking the lead by winning battles, and this is where I feel his micromanagement and experience will come through. He's actually going to move inside the main now. There are some Dragoons at the front. Has to be very careful. Gets the shuttle sniped. So the Reavers are going to be vulnerable. One Reaver going to go down. Second Reaver going to go down as well. Thought he might stay alive, but they're going to go down as well. But Free now has an open field. Just open field on the natural expansion to do as much damage as he wants. Pure's going to move in. Just a few Dragoons. Piecemeal. But the only thing Free has to do at this point is just reinforce this force. Try to do as much damage as he can in that check. We're actually going to just focus on that Nexus. Probe's going to be pulled off the line now, but even more reinforcements coming in the form of Zealots, very heavily on the Zealots. They're also going to be just forcing down that Nexus. And if that Nexus goes down, they're probably going to be gamed right there. Pure, unfortunately, just doesn't have the forces to fight this back. Has another Reaver coming down. The Zealots, meanwhile, going to come in close, try to deal damage to it. And also Dragoon sniping that Reaver. Reaver going to go down. Nexus has come down at this point. Some of the probes came back to try to mine a little bit. They're also going to down pure GGs. And Free moves on. Free moves on to the round of 16. Long time for him since he's gone forward into a tournament. Gives a quick bow and runs back. But Pure, unfortunately, despite getting to the round 16 in the OSL, not going to manage to do the same in the MSL this time around. Despite some nice play for him, he beat Light convincingly and played well against Calm, but unfortunately just against the more intelligent players, the more intelligent player in the form of Calm, the more experienced player in the form of Free, unfortunately lost here, but still might be kind of the same for him as was the case of Light, that he did not really get the group he wanted. If it would have been a heavy Terran group, I feel he would have been in a slightly better position, but still played very well overall. So kind of sad to see him go. But hey, at the same time, in this group, pretty much in my opinion, this was the kind of group that no matter who moved on, I would have been kind of happy and kind of sad at the same time. So Calm and Free, most likely the favorites. You can debate that with a Light in there, kind of. But unfortunately, just because of the race of the groups, I think Free and Calm were the favorites coming into this, so they're going to move out. I got 2 more groups left, which are going to try to get out there by Thursday. But, school projects and tests and crap like that, unfortunately, very heavy this week. But last week of classes before exams start. But there's going to be some free time there at least, so I'm going to be able to keep up the casts and such without being swamped by work. So gonna see what happens. GG guys, Russian Sensing. Hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna bring you the next 2 groups. The group which might offer a lot of mirrors, but has Flash in it. So hey, everybody wants to see. And the Protoss versus Protoss only group. So we're gonna see overall what happens. Later, guys. Hope you're enjoying this MSL so far.